Hollywood kisses look like the most romantic thing in the world. However, the opposite is often true, and some actors even do everything they can to prevent it from happening. Liam Hemsworth and Jennifer Lawrence worked together on the Hunger Games trilogy, and it seems like literally no one wants a piece of Gale. They might have had chemistry on screen, but off screen, the most these two ever were was friends. J.Lo apparently even went out of her way to make their mandatory kissing scenes as horrible as possible. The actress would apparently eat food with bad aftertastes like garlic or tuna just to prank Hemsworth. Luckily, the guy had a sense of humor and was able to laugh it off. One would think that the pair wouldn't want to lock lips due to off-screen romances, Liam famously being in an on-again, off-again relationship with Miley Cyrus, but most of the reluctance seems to come from Lawrence's prankster nature. Lindsay Lohan and Charlie Sheen starred in Scary Movie 5 together, but the only scary thing for the actress was the kissing scene with her co-star. It scared her so bad she downright refused to do it, and they had to bring in a body double. Sheen, at the time and now, had a bit of a reputation. He was known for being erratic and kinda out there, and Lohan did not want any piece of it. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button is a widely loved romantic film that almost fell short on delivering actual romance, since the film's lead didn't want to kiss their co-star. Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett led the 2008 film. At the time, Pitt was in a relationship with Angelina Jolie, but according to the Herald Weekly, things weren't going great at the time, despite Pitt being incredibly devoted to his partner. The rocky state of the relationship resulted in Pitt refusing to do the kissing scenes out of respect for his girlfriend. This was as much of a shock to Blanchett as it was to the film's director. The National Enquirer spoke to sources close to the Fight Club actor and reported that another possible reason Brad refused was because Jolie allegedly was jealous and he didn't want to upset her. Despite all this, if you watch the movie, you'll notice that a kissing scene did make the final cut. Turns out Pitt was ultimately convinced to shoot the moment due to it being such an important moment in the movie. Sienna Miller tried to dodge her kisses with James Franco and Camille, and years down the line, after all the accusations that have come out against him, she dodged a bullet. Camille was a strange movie. If you're looking for a fun or confusing time, just go read the plot synopsis online. The movie certainly was unconventional, and lead actress Sienna Miller had a pretty unconventional reason for not wanting to kiss her co-star. She had a massive toothache. It got so bad that she allegedly requested a dentist be brought to the set to check her teeth out. Unfortunately for the actress, the kissing scenes were just too important and had to stay in, so she smiled through the pain and delivered a convincing performance. Hopefully, Franco was gentle with the star because he doesn't have the best track record. In 1999, Franco starred alongside Busy Phillips on Freaks and Geeks, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. Phillips claims Franco once pushed her to the ground and acted like a bully on set. In more recent years, Franco has been accused by multiple women for using his acting school to get inappropriately close to them. It's not a good look, so Sienna's toothache ended up saving her in the long run. Desperate Housewives stars Neal McDonough refuses to kiss anyone who isn't his wife. To some, that's extreme, but to others, it's the most romantic gesture ever. Apparently, the reason the actor has made this decision is to honor God and keep the line between reality and fiction. Even if nothing really happened between him and his co-star, actually locking lips would just blur the lines too much. The actor isn't just known for Desperate Housewives, he's been in quite a few action movies where he has, fatally injured some people on screen, but the actor has explained that the action is different. It's not real. He's not actually ever hurting those people, whereas with romantic intimacy, there always has to be some part of that is kind of real. Similar story to Neal is Tiger Shroff, an Indian action star. The actor not only refuses to kiss anyone on screen, he's rumored to even put a no kissing clause in all of his contracts. Now he's apparently made it known that all his future projects will also for sure have this clause, and just like Neal, it's because Tiger is hopelessly devoted to his girlfriend. In addition to this being respectful to his girlfriend, the actor also believes it's respectful to his culture. The on-screen intimacy is not in line with cultural correctness. Allegedly, some past co-stars of Tiger's are fully on board with Star's choice, some even demanding on their end that there would be no kissing. Reese Witherspoon and Robert Pattinson were paired up for 2011's Water for Elephants. Despite loving each other's company and Robert being the heartthrob of Hollywood, the last thing Witherspoon wanted to do was kiss him. In her defense, when they were scheduled to film the kissing scenes, Robert was incredibly sick. He had a nasty, nasty cold. You can't really blame Witherspoon for not wanting to kiss him then. You would never be able to tell in the movie. The movie ended up looking really sweet and romantic. It's just in real life that production basically had to force her to do it. The actress later said that Pattinson was green and disgusting and doing lots of coughing and sneezing, which he later apologized for. The actors did get along really, really well and praised each other highly. It's just this particular moment that they wanted to be oceans apart. Speaking of oceans, Titanic, starring Kate Winslet and Leonardo Dicaprio, is one of the most romantic films of all time. The fan base stretches around the world, so when people found out the actors would be starring in another movie together 11 years later, they jumped at the chance to get tickets to Revolutionary Road. The film was great, much like Titanic was. It was the behind the scenes that was wildly different. Apparently, during Titanic, Leo didn't enjoy the kissing scenes because they would ruin the actor's makeup. Now, years later, Winslet is the one to hate kissing DiCaprio, but that was because her husband, Sam Mendes, was the director of the film. Naturally, this was quite awkward for everyone except Mendes, it seems. He apparently didn't have too much of a problem with it, despite the fact that his wife was calling it awkward at every turn. Speaking to Marie Claire, the actress said, "Leo told me to get over it, but I said, you're my best friend and he's my husband, this is definitely a bit weird." Ever the professional, she was able to film the scenes. Unfortunately, shortly after filming wrapped, Winslet and Mendes parted ways. Will Smith has had a few controversies attached to his name, but one of his earliest happened due to him not fully committing to a role. In the early days before Will Smith was a big star, he signed on to portray Paul in the 1993 film 6 Degrees of Separation. The character was gay and would have to kiss another man during the filming process, something Smith was conflicted about. So he went to seek out some advice from fellow actor Denzel Washington. The advice ended up being, don't be kissing no man. So Will Smith didn't, and they used a body double, much to the annoyance of the director, cast, and crew. Years later, Smith has revealed that he does kind of regret this decision, claiming he wasn't emotionally stable enough to artistically commit to that aspect of the film, and that it taught the actor to be more aware of the roles he was signing on for. He learned, you either do it or you don't. Don't take on something you can't commit fully to. But speaking of Denzel Washington, he also refused to kiss one of his co-stars. In this case, it was Julia Roberts. The pair starred in The Pelican Brief together. Everyone was excited to see the two share the big screen, so it was a bit of a shock when the movie did not feature any particularly romantic kissing scenes. People were allegedly getting on Julia's case about it, apparently thinking she must have been the reason. Everyone wanted to know if she just didn't want to kiss Denzel. Turns out that it was very much the other way around. In an interview with Newsweek, Roberts had said, "I have taken so much over the years about not kissing Denzel in that film. Don't I have a pulse? Of course I wanted to kiss Denzel. It was his idea to take the scenes out." So he was the one requesting for the removal of those scenes, but it wasn't because he hated Julia or anything like that. The reasoning he gave was that he didn't want his black audience seeing him with a white woman in that way. He believed it would cause a rift in his fandom. He clarified that black women in Hollywood were rarely the romantic love interest at the time, yet they were also his main audience, so he wanted to stay true to his fan base. Thanks so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Bye!